Yeah, Nacho Macho Peppers. Okay, so what's up with this?
This is the Macho Nacho. They're the really big jalapenos that you usually see in the store, in the Mexican stores and the regular stores. They're not a mild pepper. They're very hot. So we got them a really good deal, so that's why we got them. Most people don't grow them in this small of a pot, but we find that it's fine. We grew some last year. We got quite a few jalapenos, so I'm just going to grow them in this size. They'll be fine.
What about the stressing? I remember hearing something about stressing jalapenos, and that does affect the spiciness level.
Basically, try not to water them as often when they start to fruit. When they're flowering, you do want to water them. But when they're fruiting and the fruit comes out, then you want to make sure they get plenty of sun. The hotter, for some reason, the hotter the weather is, the hotter they get. Also, make sure you provide them with, if you don't want to give them, sulfur, or you don't have access to sulfur, just use Epsom salt. Works just as well. And I'll make them nice and hot. You only need to use Epsom salt like maybe once or twice during the growing season.
What's that in the back?
That is a volunteer. What looks like to me is a volunteer.
Where'd the volunteers come from?
Pine. It came from our compost, probably. A compost that we use.
Okay. What's in the back? What's that?
Unfortunately, store-bought compost are not always.
What's that?
That is, which needs soil in it, that is our catnip. Our cat Elliot, our Bengal cat's favorite.
Mia likes it too.
Yeah, so much, but Elliot loves it. So, and we absolutely eat it too. It's really good for teas. If you have insomnia, you can cut the catnip, make a tea out of it, and it'll help you sleep. It'll help calm you down.
Yeah, but just look for a recipe before you do anything, and make sure what you're doing is catnip and not something else.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be right with your plants before you...
And it grows like a weed, which is one reason why we have it by itself, because we put it in a bin and it just started taking over everything. So
yeah, this one you want it by itself, so you can control it a little bit more.
So this one we went ahead and left it. It's kind of like the mints. The mints tend to take over too, but I love mint, so that's not going to be a problem with the mint that we're growing, because I'll eat it all.
So it's really good to have plants, greens, you know, that you can eat that are like weed, because they grow all over and you can eat them, so that's good. But you do want them aside so they don't, you know, get out of control and affect your other greens that you want to eat too. So let's talk about another plant. I think, what's this long one over here?
That's a collard green that's done for the season. The birds ate all the flowers, unfortunately.
They're waiting for it to seed so we can save some seeds, but the birds got to it. I mean, it's still okay. We need the birds for control on bad wormies and stuff that could be back here.
Yeah, they do eat a lot of the caterpillars and stuff. So it's also contrary to a lot of people. You do want to have a bird feeder, or like a little container with a little bit of bird feed, so that the birds will go ahead, especially during the spring. They will eat the worms. So you won't have such a cabbage worm, looper, or problems with, when I say worms, there's a caterpillar problem.
You could have problems with birds, because sometimes some birds eat your crops. Like, I remember once having issues with our mandarin tree back in Mexico. Just once in 15 years, a flock of parakeets. You know, parrots. Like, enormous, the size of 2 of my hands, I suppose. Anyways, so they're big. You couldn't see them because they were green with orange, so they just camouflaged in the mandarin tree. They ate half of our crop, and that's a lot. So you just want to see where you put your bird feeders, if it's far away from which crops that they might eat, and then just let them control there. Or you know, use other measures. You know, there's a lot of videos that show you to put Christmas decoration that, you know, camouflages your veggies, and that way they won't attack it. So, yep, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.